When we talk about implications, you can always associate implication with if P then Q. P here stands for antecedent, the hypothesis, and Q here will be regarded as the consequence. So you have if the antecedent, then consequence. For instance, P, this is your antecedent, and this is your consequence. So when we want to write an implications, we will write if Ali, in this case, a person score well in the exam, then his mom will take a trip with him in Japan. So if and then, if antecedent followed by then consequent. Okay, so let's have a look on this one. If this is your P and this is your Q, you also have the opposite of P, which is you write in this case. There are three ways of calling this. It could be you can call as not, or you can call as the symbol itself, tutor, or you can call as the complement. Either it's not P, tutor P, or complement of P, meaning the opposite of P. Most of the time, I will use not P in these lessons. So not P, negations, negate P. So Ali does not score well in the exam. And you have not Q, his mom will not take a trip with him in Japan. So this is P, not P, Q, and not Q. Right? So there are four structures of implications. You must be able to rearrange and structure and to differentiate between these four types of implications. For statement, that will be the original statement of the implication. It goes with if P then Q, and the converse, if Q then P. So you swap place between the P and the Q. That will go with if his mom take a trip with him in Japan, then Ali will score well in the exam. If Q, then P. And the inverse, if not P, then not Q. And the contrapositive, if not Q, then not P. Okay? So this is very important. You must be able to form these four types of implications by using P, Q, not P, and not Q. Okay? And then we go on another important parts that will be the truth tables. The truth tables. Now we must be able, by now you should know that truth values, there are only two types of truth values that will be either true or false. Okay. So look at P and Q. So there are only two outputs, true and false. So there are a total of how many possible cases and combinations? 4, right? T, T, F, F, and T, F, T, F. So you have T, 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 F, F, T, and also F, F. So you have 4 types of combinations. Okay. Now I want you to have a look on these parts. When you have P, you have not P. And of course, you have not Q. For P, what you can do is, this is T, and the opposite, not P, you write F. This is T, you write F. So this is F, you write T. This is F, you write T. Okay? So same thing happened to not Q. T, you write F, and then T, F, you write T, and then F, and then you write T. Okay, as simple as that. Now we look at the first type of statement. The first type of implication is a statement P to Q. Okay, P to Q. Before that, in order to help you to memorize this truth table, I know there are many ways of memorizing it. So see whether this way fits you. Okay. Think of this like a promise. Yeah, like a promise. And then you ask yourself this question: did his mom keep the promise? Okay, this is mom keep his promise. Keep the promise. Keep her promise. Okay, keep the promise. Okay, we look at the first pair, which is TT. Okay, what does it mean by TT? P and Q. It means that T, Ali score well in the exam. He and the mom took him with a trip to Japan. And did the mom keep the promise? Did the mom keep the promise? Yes, right? Because true, right? So your final output should be true. Because the mom kept the promise, Ali scored well and he took him to Japan. PT. So the final output is T. She kept the promise. Now we look at second pair. T. Ali scored well in the exam. F. But the mom did not take him to Japan for a trip. So did the mom keep the promise? No, right? The mom did not keep the promise. So false. False. Okay, we go on. FT. So first one is F. F meaning Ali did not score well in the exam, but the mom still took him to Japan for a trip. It could be this way, alright, or with any other possible reason, somehow the mom still took him to Japan for the trips. So did the mom keep the promise? Did the mom keep the promise? Right? Even though Ali did not score well in the exam, but the mom still took him to the trips. So the mom did not break the promise, right? Because the mom can choose not to fulfill the promise since Ali did not fulfill the criteria. So in this case, the mom did not break the promise, it's still true. Alright? And then we go on, false. Ali did not score well in the exam, and the mom did not took him to Japan for trips. So did the mom keep the promise? Yes, because since Ali did not score well in the exam, she can choose not to bring him to Japan. So truth. So when you observe the output, the truth values, you realize that the only case where we have false, which is when we have T followed by F. So I want you to remember this. Whenever you have T followed by F, that will give you false value. Whenever you have T followed by F, this is very important. Okay, when you have T followed by F, you have a false value. Now we go on with converse with Q then P. So which one do we refer first, Q or P? We refer Q, then we refer P, Q, P. So we look at this column and then followed by this column. Okay, the only case which is false is TF. So I look at TF. Hold on, but before that, let me clear this thing. Okay, I look at column Q first, TF. So this is the one. TF, right? Because I read Q first. TF, that will give me a false values and the rest are true. Okay, as simple as that. And then we go with inverse. Okay, inverse is not P to not Q. So we look at not P first. No longer about PQ. We look at not P and then followed by not Q. So not P, not Q. Which one? T to F, right? TF. So this one, TF. So this is the only case which is false, and the rest is true. And we go on, which is not Q to not P, not Q to not P. So we look at this one first, not Q, then followed by not P. Okay, so not Q, this one TF. So this is the case where it will be false and the rest will be true. Okay, FTF. So have a look on this table. Have a look on this table. Is there any pattern that you observe? Is there any pattern that you observe? Right? The output for converse and the output for inverse is the same. And the output for statement and contra is the same. In other words, you don't have to memorize inverse and contra. What you can do is, as long as you have the statement and the converse, the outputs you will know the outputs for inverse and contrapositive. Okay, now to enhance your understanding, let's have a look on this example. Determine the truth value of implication, converse, inverse, and contrapositive for the following statements. Okay. So when we look at P, you must be able to know this is either true or false. You have the statement x squared is always less than 0. Is that true or is that false? X squared is always less than 0. Now let's put in any number to test it out. Let's say you have negative 2. What do you have? You have 4. Let's say you have 0 squared. You have 0. Let's say you have 2 squared. You have 4. By doing this try and error, you know that x squared is actually either more than 0, positive, or equal than 0. That should be the right case. It's always more than or equal 0. It cannot be less than 0 for x squared. Okay, so this is false. And then you write in for the truth value for P is false. And then you continue, you look at Q. If x squared were meant to be 0 or more than 0, it could be 0 or more than 0. When you plus 5, definitely this output will be more than 0. So it makes sense. So it's here. You look at the first one. First one is if P then Q. So we look at P first. FT is not TF. So FT is T. Right? Only TF give us false. The rest give us true. So FT, T. And then the converse, you have Q to P. So I read Q first. TF. So this is the false values. And then you know that converse is the same with inverse. So this will be false. And contra will be true. Okay? Thank you.